Welcome back to Anno 1800, Episode 5. We're going to continue where we left off in our curious port town. We, in the previous episode, put in the canals and reorganized. We upgraded some buildings to incorporate artisans into our island. And in this episode, we are going to continue our mission to expand and develop. As you may know, I have been relegated to the backwaters of the United Kingdom to set up a colony that I might one day redeem myself. Unfortunately, if you don't know the story, I was at a dinner party for Queen Victoria, and the champagne was running very freely into my cup. And I have a habit of, well, enjoying good things. So naturally I indulged and became a little tipsy. And as I approached Her Majesty Queen Victoria, I stumbled and I drenched her pearl-studded dress with the champagne from my goblet. And unfortunately, the entire room gasped in terror, and Her Majesty saw fit to send me away where I might redeem myself. And if I can add just a measly 10,000 population to this middle of nowhere location, then perhaps she'll allow me to return. And that is our mission here. It's not just to increase our population to 10,000, but to make this island a land of pleasure, a land of desire, where people can come and live out their fantasies. That is what we are aiming. We are aiming to make this island completely free of industry and production. We are going to offsource all of our, all of our production and industry to other islands. So here we are going to try to maximize the space of this port here. I'm trying to do that because I want this area to be the main hub of activity. So we are adding our glass manufacturing industry down here. We need windows to do a lot, so that's what we're working on. At the same time, we are upgrading. We want to have a healthy population of workers and artisans so that we can, well, begin to unlock even more buildings and better industry, I suppose, but better buildings would be good. I know that there's at least one tier above this in the vanilla game. We do not get the expansions on console, as I do try to say in every episode. Oh, you dithering fool. Look at what he has done. Honestly, 2 terrible articles in your Anno Chronicles. I tell you, in a previous episode I mistakenly said that I would send him to the gallows, when I actually meant that I would send him to the stocks. But I'm starting to think he might need to go to the gallows, and I hire a new newspaper editor from England.
You're always
You fool. Absolute fool.
Why so mean?
And of course the other resident of the archipelago does not like it when I doctor the newspaper. But to tell you the truth, and I mean it sincerely, I do not care. I don't care what she thinks at all. Because she needs to ask me permission to settle islands. Here we're moving the pig farm We don't want our residents to smell the pigs. And here we are trying to organize it perfectly. I want it to be better organized. Huh. I really don't care about that individual at all. Eventually, I do want to remove the industry entirely. So again, the console version of Anno 1800 only has the cosmetic packs, and the Deluxe Edition has Pedestrian Zone, the amusement park, and I think some other parks or something. I don't really remember. Oh yes, it has the beautifying pack. You can change the building designs, which we will be doing in the future. Once I have a more finalized layout. She wants trade rights again. Finally, she understands that I'm not going to pay her for trade rights. I don't need it. It's nice and all, but I don't need it. I'm not begging for trade rights with her. Here we have our soap maker. What is that, tallow? I forget what you call the raw soap ingredients. Of course we need our storage unit, our warehouse. And now we can continue where we were with some roads. So in today's episode, my main goal is to, I suppose, establish a colony on the New World, or at least to discover the New World. It takes ages to do expeditions. You have to do a whole bunch of those, what are they? I don't even know what you'd call them. Events where you have to make a decision and then you need to wait 10-15 minutes for the next decision to pop up, and then eventually you discover the New World. I may have even sent my ship on that mission already. I sent that lowly schooner with just a few potatoes to sustain them on their long and difficult voyage to the New World. So what they lack in food and nourishment, they make up for with English grit. That is the idea. It is the love of Her Majesty the Queen that will fill their bellies and their hearts. Because what else does a sailor need but devotion and that English resilience? There is nothing else that is necessary but that.
Still right here, I suppose.
Here we are expanding this secondary main street. This area here is going to be busy. But for now it can remain as a farm town, because it will be a while before we're able to upgrade it, especially since I am trying to begin to offsource many of their requirements to other islands, and it will take time to essentially build up other islands to create excess resources that this island can then consume, and I need ships to move the product around, and so it will be probably a while before I can actually develop this island anymore. If I wanted to push this island to its limits, and
the strike has ended.
There's a strike in Clipford. I will not forget that. The people are satisfied. Well, are they satisfied, or are they just neutral. But anyhow, a strike? What could they be striking about? Honestly. I've handed out a portrait of Her Majesty the Queen Victoria to every citizen of Clipford. You would think that they'd be satisfied. Well, thankfully the people of Tarek know better than to protest. Here, we're going to expand this area here and continue to move this stuff away. I think I'll definitely have to mute a lot of the game because I believe there's a lot of copyright music involved. So we will see. Unfortunately, I've already had YouTube inform me of it for episode 2. So there were some parts of that episode that I had to mute. But that's why it's good that I don't delete the files immediately after I edit them and upload them, just in case there's any need for change. But I don't like that. I wish games had no copyright music. Some games do have the option. I'll actually check if this game has an option before I speak about it. So this area here, it's going to be a very open and empty space for now, but eventually I will include an amusement park, a regular park. I do not have the park cosmetic pack, but I do have some green areas and trees, so we're going to use that to make a park. I don't want to invest too much money into Anno 1800 because I am very tempted to get Anno 117 and invest into that instead while it's new and I can spend more time enjoying it. Of course, I think Anno 1800 is a very solid game, and I think a person could continue to play this just because it's being not replaced, but just because there's a new Anno game coming out doesn't mean that this game is outdated. I believe graphically it seems, I wouldn't say similar. Yeah, it's similar. It is an improvement, but it's not to say that this game is outdated or looks bad. In fact, I think this game actually will continue to look good and play well for many years to come. I could keep playing this game for a while, years, but for YouTube I do want to make sure that I'm making content that is, well, I won't say relevant, but I'll say up to date, because I don't want to just like be a channel that people aren't interested in. I do want people to subscribe. I want people to engage. So that is the goal, is to play games that are newer and therefore will gain some of that interest, that new interest, if that makes sense. But that's not to say that Anno 1800 is a bad game. It's just a money thing, you know. And besides, cosmetic packs are not the tip of excitement when it comes to gaming. Anno 117, again, it will have all the expansion passes on console. So that is good at least. Then I can, well, take part and enjoy it more for longer. Here I'm just measuring everything up. Now we have this police station building. After the strike, was it a strike or protest in our other island? I want to make sure that there's law and order, especially when I start to have tourists come to the island. But it looks like we're making good progress at least. Tourists can cause some trouble when they come to a new place, so we want to make sure that the police are on the streets enforcing the customs and traditions of our beautiful island. We won't have disrespect in this land. Now the middle area there where you can see the blueprint of the town hall will continue to be empty for a while. But eventually I will fill that in. It will either be green space or an amusement park or a zoo or a museum or something. I'm not sure if you can get museums in the vanilla game, but I know you can at least get artifacts from expeditions, which I believe would be on display. So we'll see. We want it to be the hub of the island where the tourists don't have to walk too far to enjoy the sights. So we're going to continue to move the citizens. This area here will end up being changed because there's going to be a canal running all the way up. This island will have a lot of canals.
Time flies. It's been 10 hours, and there's no time-based achievement to await you.
Just ignore that. It says I've been playing for 10 hours, but actually, it doesn't take into consideration that I play for an hour and a half, and then I download the footage from the PlayStation onto a USB, and then I take the footage from the USB, put it on the computer, then I edit the footage, and then I play for another hour and a half. So I would actually say I've been playing for only 5 hours. Yeah, that's a long time, but
A promise kept.
a promise
To meet
kept.
our patron is utterly
Punch Club.
humbling. If there is anything I can do, anything really, imagine it, and we can do it.
Well, this guy is Mr. Yes. Yes, my own personal yes man. After I put him in the stocks for 10 days, I pelted him with rotten tomatoes and eggs, and now he's more than happy to oblige my every desire. That's what I like to see. I like to see people who have a can-do attitude. A little bit of fighting don't hurt none. So we're just going to keep putting in pubs and marketplaces. I'm trying to get the best coverage, but I also don't want them to take up too much space, so I want to make sure that everything is proper. Also, police stations and fire stations, I have none in the central block of the town. So we need to organize. The fire station can have a few buildings at the back.
Fresh as a daisy.
Fresh as a daisy. So it is coming together. What have we here? Ah, tavern troubles. So I've sent my ship to the New World. And I sent it woefully unprepared for the voyage. It has no guns. It has 6 potatoes on board. And I believe maybe some...
I suppose she'll do.
I don't even know what else I have. Oh, flour. I gave them raw flour. I thought they don't need bread. They don't need bread to fill their bellies. They just eat a handful of flour. And that will do the trick. I didn't even give them water. I just assumed they were sailing in the ocean. Why not just dip their hand in for a drink? This was before we knew the dangers of seawater. That it is undrinkable. So we are going to upgrade. Here I am expanding the town down. I want this area to be, I suppose, well, I guess a long-term farming area. I know I'm not going to get down here anytime soon, so I may as well build it up a little bit to get that population up. You can see that we are having a shortage of farmers. So these guys are all going to increase the population. Well, we need a firehouse, of course. Here I am adding a weapons factory. I need cannons so I can defeat that wicked Anne Harlow once and for all. Finally put her and her band of roving pirates to Davy Jones's locker, where she belongs. Here we have some decision. I don't read it. It is not for a gentleman to read. A gentleman just makes decisions without considering. So I will feed them another handful of flour to make them happy. And we are going to move our, well, warehouse. And we are going to put in a visitor dock. A passenger dock. What do they call it? Well, we need to hook this up. For some reason, people can't walk across the gravel. There we go. Much better. We're going to move these warehouses. They are unsightly. They're unsightly. Terrible. Remove them. What do they call it? A public mooring. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to put it in center stage. Pirates. You know what a ship without guns should do? It should make a rousing speech. And they have stolen my hops and my flour. That's what I gave them, hops. Well, at least we got away with our lives. Isn't that the most important thing? Here we are adding our, well, fishing ports to the back. I'm trying to maximize space back here. You know what I could do? I could actually put those warehouses here. I'll do that in a future episode. Perfect. Now I just need a warehouse close by. Just ignore that. Oh, I have visitors. Visitors. Welcome. You are always welcome. I don't know if I'm just not able to put a warehouse on the dockyard, or is there not enough space? So here I've moved the warehouses, and we have another decision to make: a volcano. We have morale at an all-time low, and I've lost the ship. Oh well. I suppose that is to be expected. Perhaps they did not have enough faith in Her Majesty the Queen. They did not have enough love for Her Majesty the Queen. Well, perhaps the next expedition will. No point in crying about it. No point in whining. We'll just send another ship with more sailors, and perhaps we'll give them a little more bread, a little more flour to eat. Here I'm going to add this Harbor Master's office. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. I guess it will bring bonuses, but I think I must have enough bonuses for them. And I've added another fishing port here. I really do believe that you should not need roads on this harbor to transport goods to the land, because the entire harbor is like a big road. But I guess it's all about pathing. Here I realize I don't even need this area. Now I'll fill this area in with something eventually, but for now we'll just clean it up. Clean it up.
Startling brush-footed butterflies. Please allow me the chance to study
startling
them.
brush-footed butterflies. Allow me the chance to
Such
study them.
impressive
Well, of
foliage.
course.
And I have you to thank.
You see, this is my
raised the
mistake I
settlement.
just made. Is that I honestly, it says that she wants permission to settle an island, but I didn't read it. I just read the butterfly part, and I thought, well, why not study the butterflies? I'll let her study the butterflies. I was a fool, an absolute fool. I really should have said no. But I guess she can have 2 islands. Maybe she'll have more to trade with me after we got that free trade agreement. Here we're going to add a second iron and, well, weapons factory. Iron mine and weapons factory. We need guns. After I lost that expedition, I realized my shortcomings. I have turned a new leaf, and I promise I will treat the lives of men with respect and
This must
dignity.
appear ungrateful. What with all from this bright moon, I am yet greedy for starlight.
Oh, what do you want? Oh, he wants a photograph of the cannery. Of course. It is the pride of our island to have canned food.
Wild abandoned courses through every limb.
Very good, very good. What? Not so grand opening, you fool! You're supposed to write that it is the grandest opening of all. Have I taught you nothing? Have I not educated you properly in the ways of writing? I don't read, but I write. Have I not taught you that much? I have no patience for it. One final look. You better have written something fantastic. No pub? Are you a fool? We don't want people to realize that there are no pubs on the island. Honestly. Okay, 10 days in the stocks.
Not at all.
10 days in the stocks to be pelted with rotten eggs and cabbages.
You mustn't.
Foolish, man. Absolutely foolish. We're going to upgrade these farmers. We have a shortage of workers again. Is it time to move the sawmill? I believe it is. How do? How do? So we're moving this industry over here to this other farm area because I am going to be expanding. I mean, we'll expand quickly, but we'll upgrade slowly. But we do need a supply of wood until I can get other islands settled and what would be another thing to say? Developed enough that they can begin to export goods. We can't just keep rushing into expansion on this island. We need to keep a profit, and we need to keep our needs met. We need to keep our needs met. So we may need to retain sausage factories and soap manufacturing for a time to come, unfortunately. Here we're going to add another canal in the future, up here. I want this area to be, I don't know, a long park, perhaps? And here, I'm just going to move these guys over so that I can... Am I? Well, I think so. Come on then, make a decision. There we go.
Day for a day.
No, why am I moving them? I guess I want that area to be, I want it to have the potential. I can always move houses back, but I want to keep these areas a little bit more open, just in case I want to do something special. Here I am making some form of decision. I can't say what it is. I guess we're just trying to make sure the layout is perfect. Well, not perfect, but pretty good. There we are, things are coming together, and we are going to develop, now that we have enough weaponry, we're going to develop some frigates. Is that what I developed? Anyways, here is an outer shot of my town because we are coming to the end of the episode. I know it looks rather empty now, but once we fill in that central area with goodies, it will look much, much better. In the next episode, I plan on going to the new world, and this time I plan on being prepared for all the wickedry that we'll encounter. But until next time, I'll say thank you very much for watching.